the art of modern firepower, and why artillery still dominates. In an age of drones, satellites, and hypersonic missiles, you'd think artillery might be fading into obsolescence. But you'd be wrong. Artillery remains the king of battle, the backbone of fire support for ground forces across the globe. From pinpoint precision to area saturation, no weapon system blends range, lethality, and endurance quite like modern artillery. And among the world's deadliest systems, some names consistently rise to the top. The ultralight and battle-proven M777. The formidable German PZH-2000. The mobile French Caesar. And the hard-hitting Russian Tu-19 Msta-S. Each represents a different doctrine, a different approach to firepower, but all share one mission: dominate the battlefield from afar. Let's begin with the system that's been airlifted into more war zones than most tanks. The M777, lightweight, long-reaching, and battle-proven. Forged from titanium and designed for rapid deployment, the M777 Howitzer is a marvel of modern engineering. Weighing just over 4,200 kilograms, it's half the weight of comparable systems, light enough to be airlifted by helicopters or slung under a Chinook. First deployed in Afghanistan and Iraq, the M777 gave American, British, and Allied forces a mobile artillery option that didn't sacrifice firepower. Firing standard 155mm shells and guided Excalibur rounds, it can hit targets up to 40 kilometers away with devastating accuracy. Its greatest strength? Mobility. In rugged terrain or forward fire bases, it's often the only big gun that can get there in time. And it's still in action, seen today in Ukraine, where its precision and long range are critical in trench-heavy, gridlocked combat zones. A Ukrainian gunner near Kherson said this of the war machine. The M777 is light, fast, and hits like a hammer. We can drag it through the mud, drop it by chopper, and still land a shell on a coin 30 kilometers away. If the M777 is about mobility, the Panzer 2000 is about raw firepower and speed. Designed by Germany in the 1990s, the PZH-2000 is a self-propelled 155mm howitzer with some of the fastest firing rates in the world, up to 10 to 13 rounds per minute in bursts. Its automatic loading system and fire control suite allow it to perform multiple round simultaneous impacts, a tactic where several shells land on a target at the same moment, maximizing shock and destruction. Armored, GPS-guided, and battlefield networked, the PZH-2000 is a modern artillery fortress. It's deployed by Germany, the Netherlands, Italy, and Ukraine, and wherever it goes, it earns respect and fear in equal measure. A Ukrainian artillery officer on the Donbass front said this of the war machine. The PZH-2000 is a sniper with a cannon. We hit targets 30 kilometers away, and they never see us coming. It fires, it moves, and disappears before the enemy can even react. It's changed how we fight, and how we survive. Next, enter Russia's primary self-propelled howitzer, the Tu-19 Msta-S. Developed in the late Cold War and introduced in the 1980s, the Msta-S is a 152mm tracked artillery piece that blends Soviet durability with modernized firepower. It's heavily armored, fully self-propelled, and capable of firing a wide range of munitions, shells, smoke, cluster rounds, and even Krasnopol laser-guided projectiles. In upgraded variants like the Msta-S M2, its range can exceed 40 kilometers, and its digital fire control system enables rapid deployment and target adjustment. The Msta-S has been a backbone of Russian artillery in Ukraine, used extensively in both static bombardments and mobile shoot-and-scoot tactics. It's feared for its volume of fire and survivability, though it's not without vulnerability to modern counter-battery systems. A Russian artillery crew member in the Donbass sector had this to say of the war machine. The Msta-S is a beast. It fires fast, moves quick, and takes punishment. It's our shield and sword in this war. Despite its age, the Msta-S remains one of the most heavily used and strategically important artillery platforms in the Russian arsenal, and it's still evolving with battlefield upgrades. Now meet the Caesar, France's answer to mobility and modern warfare. Unlike the others, Caesar is wheeled, not tracked, mounted on a 6x6 or 8x8 truck chassis. This makes it faster, lighter, and easier to maintain, especially in regions without tank transporters or hard surface roads. It fires NATO standard 155mm shells out to over 40 kilometers, with rapid deployment, ready to fire in under a minute, and gone again just as quickly. Its speed and agility make it ideal for shoot-and-scoot operations, keeping crews alive in fast-changing combat zones. Seen in action in Mali, Iraq, and now Ukraine, Caesar continues to impress, not with brute force, but with elegant efficiency. A Ukrainian artilleryman somewhere on the Eastern Front said this of the war machine. It fires and drives before the Russians even know what hit them. Caesar is fast, accurate, and always a step ahead. That is Caesar. All four systems continue to evolve, receiving new electronics, targeting software, and smart munitions. And behind them, the next generation looms, the US XM1299 ERCA, South Korea's K9 Thunder, and even experimental electromagnetic rail guns. But right now, these four dominate the battlefield. In a world where seconds matter, range wins, and logistics rule, artillery isn't fading, it's reigning. And the future of war will still echo with the roar of the big guns.